Manchester United have just beaten Fulham 1-0 in the first Premier League game of the season, with Joshua ZIRKZEE having a dream start. But before we get into my match reaction, please smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6. I do the match reactions, the match previews, and all of that other good stuff. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you get involved. Right, let's jump straight on into it, because that goal from Joshua ZIRKZEE at the end, what a way to mark his debut in the Premier League, and what a way to make his start for Manchester United. I'm so happy for him, because there's always going to be people criticising. There's always going to be people saying, who is this ZIRKZEE guy? Why did we sign him? Why did he spend 34 million on him? And he's already gone out and proved his quality in the first game. I think the scoreline, to be honest with you, kind of flattens Fulham. I don't think they were particularly good. I think we had plenty of opportunities to kill that game earlier on in the match. Garnacho should have easily scored late on. There was a debatable penalty in the first half. Bruno had a couple of chances he should have scored. That game could have easily been 2-3, 4-0, easily. Fulham barely had a chance. They had a couple of moments where they had the ball a lot and they were passing it round. But generally, I think we were the better team there. And, you know, people will say, oh, it's Fulham. But Fulham are a decent team, you know? They're not a bad footballing side. And I want to send a special shout out to Harry Maguire, because I honestly think today Harry Maguire was absolutely unbelievable. I think he was the man of the match for me personally. And I know some people will say, what are you talking about? Get Maguire out. But if you take off your anti-Maguire tinted glasses and you actually think about that performance there from Harry Maguire, he was unbelievable today. Absolutely unbelievable. Mazraoui, unbelievable today. I think Martinez was very, very good. And you know what? I'm just really, really happy that we got the win. I know that sounds a little bit cliche, but we needed to start the season well. And I think we deserved to win that game today. And I think, you know, I'm so happy that it was Joshua ZIRKZEE who got that goal. And I hope that that brings confidence into him and into Manchester United. What I will say is this. We need to start the game against Brighton next weekend with a striker on the pitch, like a ZIRKZEE, because I don't like this 4-2-2-2 that we're playing. We're playing like a 4-2-2-2, which I understand why we're doing it, because we don't have any strikers, but we're Manchester United. We should be able to field a striker in the Premier League. Obviously, Højlund's injured. Chido Obi-Martin hasn't signed yet. The only option we have at the moment is Joshua ZIRKZEE, and he's clearly not fully fit yet to play. If we look at the expected goals, which I know some people like to look at, Manchester United's was 2.5 for the game today, and Fulham's was only 0.42. So you can clearly see there from the XG that we were the better team, and I honestly think we should have scored 2 or 3 goals in that match quite comfortably. We had 14 shots with 55% possession. And what I will say is this, for large portions of the game, I think we absolutely dominated it. You know, Fulham had their moments, but overall, they only had 2 shots on target. And I don't really ever remember them troubling our goal. You know, they had quite a lot of corners and they had, you know, points where they had large portions of the possession. But overall, I think Manchester United had a really, really good game today. You know, it was a little bit slow at points, but we were pressing, we were working as a team. And I think overall, Manchester United should come away from that feeling very, very proud of themselves. Because if you compare that with the game last season when we played Wolves, Wolves should have won 3 or 4-0 this time last year. And we got that dodgy goal and then they should have had a penalty. I don't think today's result was dodgy. I think that we deserve to win this game. And if anything, Fulham were flattered by that result. They should have lost 2, 3, 4-0 in my opinion. If you look at the chances we have, if we look at the possession, if you look at the shots on target, all of that stuff, we had so many clear-cut chances today and we weren't clinical. And I think the reason why we weren't clinical is because we didn't have a striker on the pitch for large portions of the game. Bruno Fernandes was our only striker, and he's not a striker. Bruno's a number 10. Mason Mount, I thought, did all right. I thought he played pretty well, just to say. Rashford, I don't think Rashford was terrible, to be fair. I'm not going to be overly critical, you know, for no reason. I think he worked hard. I think he tracked back. People in the chat are saying that Rashford's useless. I just think that's harsh. Like, Rashford isn't useless. Rashford is a good player. You know, he tried very, very hard today. He was running up and down that pitch a lot. We got our money out of Rashford today. And I think, you know, if we'd have scored that goal at the end with Garnacho, where Rashford very unselfishly squares it to Garnacho, that's what I want to see from my Marcus Rashford, you know? I want to see Rashford wanting to play others in. I want to see him trying to share the success. And he did that at the end of the game. He could have gone and scored right at the very end, right? Instead, He squares the ball over to Garnacho, and I honestly think that Garnacho's miss is probably going to go down as one of the worst misses I've ever seen in Premier League history. And that's not even being dramatic. I don't know what happened. I guess he lost his footing. But Rashford squares him the ball. It's literally an open goal. And Garnacho misses it, which is absolutely crazy. But, it does happen sometimes in football. So I'm not going to be overly critical. But I'm really, really happy with that. I think we deserved the win. I think Manchester United were the better team. And, some people like the stats, some people don't. I saw it with my own eyes. We had plenty of opportunities today to put the game to bed, and it took a Joshua ZIRKZEE dream debut goal to win Manchester United the match. But I want to know what you guys think. How did you find today's game? Get in the comment section. We've got over 1,400 people watching our live reaction, which is absolutely amazing. If everyone could do me a small favour and smash a like on the video, that'd be really, really appreciated. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this video. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe. We're literally just about to hit 38k subscribers, so make sure you get involved. I will be live throughout the whole of the season, so go and do that right now. Get all your comments in. Let me know your thoughts on today's game. I want to send a special shout out to Maz Arawi. Unbelievable debut. Mazraoui was quality. He did not look like a player who only signed 3 days ago and has only had 3 games of worth of training. I think Mazraoui is going to turn into an unbelievable signing for Manchester United. And I can't wait to see this, partnership developing over the rest of the season of Dalot, Mazraoui, De Ligt and Martinez. I think it's going to be really, really good. And what I will say is this, right? Our defence today looked a lot more solid. And as I said a couple of minutes ago, right, Harry Maguire gets a lot of criticism. There's a lot of people who say he isn't good enough, me included. I'm not going to shy away from that. I don't think Harry Maguire is a Manchester United level player. But today, Harry Maguire, for me, was the man of the match. I don't know who Sky Sports gave the man of the match. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section, because I'd already left the TV by the time they announced it. But for me personally, the man of the match has to go to Harry Maguire. I think he was absolutely quality today. He saved us in a couple of different moments. And I think, if I was to give it to anybody, it would be to Maguire. And the most important thing here is, right, we got 3 points. I think we did see a clear style of play in the first half. We were pressing. We were working as a team. We got a very nice goal. And we should have scored a goal as well. There were some games last season where we barely had 1 or 2 shots. We had 14 shots today. 55% possession, XG was 2.5, theirs was only 0.5. So when you look at all the stats, you look at the opportunities we had, we were the better team and we did get the result in the end. Now, some people might say that's lucky. I don't think it's lucky. If anything, I think it's unlucky that, a couple of our goals didn't go in, because we had the chances there, but we just didn't convert them. And do you know what? We're sat here on Friday the 16th of August and Manchester United are top of the Premier League. It might only be for one night, but this is the best way to start the season. We go into the game against Brighton next week full of confidence. Hopefully De Ligt will start that game. Hopefully Joshua ZIRKZEE will start that game. And I am a very, very happy man. But special shout outs go to Harry Maguire, man of the match for me. Mazraoui, unbelievable debut. Quality signing for £12.8 million. Hats off to Ineos for that one. Joshua ZIRKZEE. I love Joshua ZIRKZEE's celebration, by the way. If anybody knows about West Side Gun, that's what his celebration is from. People might not know, but he does this gun celebration. It's because his favourite artist is a rapper called West Side Gun. Go and check him out. He's one of my favourite rappers as well. So when he did that celebration, I was just like, that is too sick. But yeah, so cold. Great to see De Ligt on the pitch as well. Obviously, he was only on the pitch for 10 minutes, so we didn't really get to see what De Ligt's all about. But overall, amazing start to the Premier League. And I think, there'll be some people who are like, oh, how can you be happy about this and all the rest of it? If you can't celebrate Manchester United winning, then I think you need to go and follow another sport. We've just beaten Fulham. We had the better chances of the game. I don't remember Fulham having really any shots at all that were of any worry. They had a couple of corners, but overall, I think we did dominate that match for large portions of it. I think we were much better in possession. We had nice little intricate passing going on. I thought Casemiro did quite well. He had a couple of crazy shots now and again, but you're always going to get that from Casemiro, aren't you? He does seem to have this obsession with going for the mad shot every now and again, doesn't he? But overall, I was happy with the performance. Now, I can see some people in the comment section saying, I don't understand Erik ten Hag's subs. Why did he make those subs? McTominay coming on, he gets you a goal. De Ligt coming on for Harry Maguire. Apparently, Harry Maguire might have got a bit of an injury, so obviously I'll keep you updated on that. Johnny Evans coming on as well. I've got no problem with that. I think Erik ten Hag got all of the subs perfect today, because the same people who are criticising Erik ten Hag for the subs now would be the same people who last season would criticise him for only making one sub or making his subs too late. He made 3 substitutions at the 60-minute mark. And I actually respected him for doing that, because he saw that something wasn't right and he went out there and he changed it, and then it worked. So, yeah, really, really happy. Somebody in the chat saying that Martinez was a beast. Yeah, Martinez is an absolute beast. When you think he's only like 5'9", I think, and he's pushing people out of the way. Do you see in the first half where Martinez completely bodied Adama Traore? Adama Traore is like the size of a bodybuilder. He's absolutely massive. He's huge. Like, he could compete in one of those bodybuilding shows, Adama Traore. Martinez is tiny, and he completely bodied him out of the way. Like, he's an unbelievable player, Lisandro Martinez. I love him. He's my favourite Manchester United player. Anybody who watches the show regularly will know this, but Lisandro Martinez is literally my favourite player. Just to give you the full conversation as well, there was no Jadon Sancho. Now, apparently Jadon Sancho wasn't injured, so I think that the writing is on the wall for Jadon Sancho. It looks like he probably is going to be leaving Manchester United. He wasn't even on the bench. No Jadon Sancho whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? And you know what? I think Jadon Sancho needs to be moved on, to be honest with you. The fact that he's not even on the bench kind of says it all for me. The fact that Erik ten Hag values him that little, Manchester United need to do something. They've got to move him on. They've got to find a solution, because we can't have another situation where in a month's time, Jadon Sancho's calling out the manager or there's more toxicity going around. We need to make sure that this squad stays united, we stay humble, we work together, and we push to achieve our goals for this season. And whether that's with Jadon Sancho or not, that's the big question now, isn't it? There's a couple of little quotes coming out here from Joshua ZIRKZEE. Joshua ZIRKZEE said, "It's been a dream to come here. I feel very warm in Manchester. Scoring on my debut here feels incredible." I'm honestly so happy for him. I am. Because there's already been people, debating why we signed Joshua ZIRKZEE, saying, why did we sign him if he can't even play in the Community Shield? Like, why is Bruno Fernandes starting ahead of him? There was people criticising him. And I kept telling you that Joshua ZIRKZEE wasn't ready to start the game. He wasn't fit enough. That was widely reported. And people were still like, no, he's obviously not good enough. Joshua ZIRKZEE's just come on there and got us those 3 points. So fair play to Joshua ZIRKZEE. Really, really happy with him. But yeah, how's everybody feeling about the game so far? Like, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Who was your man of the match? How did you feel? I'm just super, super happy. Obviously, there were points where the game was frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think overall, Manchester United did a good job. I think overall, we deserve to win. And I think the future does look very, very bright with this manager, with the coaching staff, and with this set of players. There's still a lot of work to do. We still need to get rid of, I would say, a large portion of this squad. I mean, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. We're talking the Johnny Evans, the Lindelofs, the Sanchos, etc., etc. Like, there are still quite a few players who need to be moved on, and we need to still make quite a few more new signings. But overall, I think we're going in the right direction. And overall, I'm feeling pretty confident for the season ahead. Now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's stay grounded. We've won a game. Fulham are a decent side. We are top of the Premier League. Like, I get it. People are going to get excited. But it's still going to be a very, very difficult season for Manchester United. We're still in a rebuild. And I think, if we can aim for top 4, I'd be happy with that. My expectation is still that we win the Europa League. Like, we have to get a trophy this season. Whether that's the Europa League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, one trophy is the minimum for me. I think for us to be looking to win the title this season is too soon. But if we can get top 4 and win a trophy, for me, that would be a success. George says, I think Casemiro was the best player on the pitch. You know what, George? At half-time, I tweeted that Casemiro is the best player on the pitch. So I do somewhat agree with you, In the first half, Casemiro was absolutely quality. But I just think overall, for me, Harry Maguire was the standout performer. I think he was unbelievable. I think he gets so much criticism. There's so many people who ridicule Harry Maguire, making memes about him, calling him a fridge and all of these horrible things, right? But today, Harry Maguire, for me, was the man of the match. Casemiro, a close second, and Mazraoui, a close third. Those 3 players today, absolutely unbelievable. And I don't think anybody played badly, to be honest. I personally don't think anybody played badly, as far as I can remember. I think Ahmad was a little bit quiet, to be honest, but I wouldn't say he played badly. I thought we would see more from Amad Diallo, is all I'm saying. I was expecting a little bit more, but yeah, I'm not going to say that he played badly. I think everyone played decently. Mason Mount was decent. Mainu was decent. Diallo was decent. You know, they all had a good game overall. Onana didn't really have too much to do, to be fair, did he? But yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing with this, to be honest. Let's see if we've got any quotes coming out from Ten Hag. Whilst I'm doing this, guys, we've still got over 1,000 people watching. If you could all do me a favour and smash a like and subscribe, that would be really, really appreciated. Let's see if we've got any quotes from Ten Hag coming out. 1 second. Let me just get the quotes up for you. I'm still trying to find out who was the man of the match. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section, because I can't see it anywhere. Okay, so Joshua ZIRKZEE has said this. I've been told that scoring in front of the Stretford end is one of the best feelings at United. I'm so grateful and blessed to have been able to experience that in my first game. It's an incredible feeling. And then ZIRKZEE says, for my first home game, winning and scoring a goal, it couldn't have gone any better. I would agree with that, definitely. I'm just trying to see, was it Casemiro who got man of the match? If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section, because I cannot see who got the man of the match. I'm not sure. I'll have a look after the video ends and try and find out. But I am... Somebody saying, why are you swallowing so much? I don't know. I mean, I've got to breathe. Not sure. Bassam says, I think Mazraoui was man of the match. As I said a couple of minutes ago, right, for me, Mazraoui, Casemiro, and who else did I say? My brain's gone. Maguire. I think those three were the best players on the pitch. It's a very, very close between those three. Lots of people say, apparently Joshua ZIRKZEE got man of the match. I think that's a little bit lazy, to be honest, but did he actually? Joshua ZIRKZEE was given man of the match by Sky. I mean, I guess he won the game technically, but you could argue that Harry Maguire won the game as well. Like, there was that chance, wasn't there, in the second half where the Fulham player was through on goal and Harry Maguire made an absolutely unbelievable tackle, which clearly prevented a goal. I think that's a little bit lazy to give ZIRKZEE the man of the match, but I'm not going to complain. I'm still happy. You know, as I said, there wasn't any players for Manchester United who I thought played badly today. Al says, can you do player ratings? Yeah, we can do player ratings. That's a good idea. We don't usually do that on the channel, but I'm happy to do player ratings with you guys. So let's run through from start to finish. I haven't got any like software or anything to be able to get it up on the screen, but what we'll do, right? I'll read out the player's name and I want you to then say the number that you rate them in the chat, and I'll do the same thing. So we'll start with Andre Onana. I would probably give Andre Onana maybe a 6 or a 7. Let's say 6.5. I think he had a decent game. He didn't really have too much to do. He didn't make any mistakes. He didn't concede a goal. So a clean sheet for Andre Onana. I'll give him 6.5. Mazraoui, I'm giving Mazraoui an 8 out of 10. I thought he was unbelievable tonight. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, so Mazraoui's getting an 8 out of 10 for me. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well. I think he was very, very good today. Martinez, I'm giving 7.5. Diogo Dalot, I think he gave the ball away quite a few times. I don't think it was Dalot's best game. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Mainu, I think was just typical Mainu. Mainu's just set a level now where he's just always good. So Mainu, I'm going to give a 7.5. Casemiro, 8 out of 10. Rashford, I think Rashford was probably our best attacking player out of Mount, Diallo and Bruno. So I'm going to give Rashford a 7 as well. Mount, I think was all right. I don't think he was amazing. I think he was, he did well. He was running around a lot. He was, pressuring people. Mount, I'd probably give a 7.5. Diallo, I think a 7. Bruno, I'd say a 7. And then if we look at the substitutions, ZIRKZEE, just because he got the goal, I'm going to give him an 8. McTominay and Evans and De Ligt, I mean, I didn't really notice them, to be honest, so I'll just give them a 7. And Garnacho, I'll give a 7 as well. So overall, it's, a very positive match reaction. I don't think anybody played badly. Yeah, and I'm just really happy. We've won the game. That's the most important thing here. So, yeah, we just need to build on this. We need to go and get Manuel Ugarte. We need to make sure that we move out the players that aren't supposed to be here, like the Sanchos, the Lindelofs. Overall, how would I rate the performance? I think if we'd have finished our chances, it could have been an easy 8 out of 10. Easy. I would probably say overall, I'd give it like a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 overall, the game, Manchester United wise. That would be my like overall score. But as I said, if Manchester United finished the chances that they should have, there was like Garnacho missed an open goal. Literally. He should have scored. Bruno had a good shot that was saved. Like, it could have easily been like a 3 or 4-0. You know? It could have easily been a 3 or 4-0. How would I rate the referee? I thought the referee was all right. Like, he wasn't terrible. He was just all right, you know? But yeah, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. The mood is positive. Everybody's happy. We've just won. We're top of the league. Manchester United have just beaten Fulham 1-0. Joshua ZIRKZEE scores on his debut. I'm absolutely buzzing. I will be back at 8:30 tomorrow for another live show. So make sure you like the video before you leave, everybody. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Bye for now. Have a good evening. Let's enjoy this moment. Manchester United have just won their first game of the season. Bye for now.